Well, greetings and hello there, everybody. It's me, your beloved Star Wars Dad, Nooch Too Good, and yes, Pirate King Hondo Ohnaka is complete on my roster. I even took him to Relic 9 today with my Territory Battles rewards. We got him Relic 9. He is complete. So what is next on the roster? We've completed everything we wanted to over the last few months. We got Bo-Katan Mandalore done. Take a look at that. We got Bo-Katan Mandalore done. We got Bo-Katan, we got her done. We got Gas, we got Lord Vader. We're working on the clones right now. I've got them mostly done. Just a couple left to 7 stars. CX2 and Scorch got to go to 7 stars, but we got Disguised Clone Trooper, Apple at 7 stars, Relic 5. So what are we doing on the roster right now? You guys know we're pushing this roster to the end game. We have reached Kyber 1, only to be pushed back off of the lines by the folks in Kyber 1 have just dealt some blows to us in the meantime. But now that we've got Hondo Ohnaka on the roster, what is the goal for this roster? What are we doing? What will we be doing on this roster for the remainder of 2025? And first it comes into play, I got to finish Hondo Ohnaka, right? And my pirates. So Smee's got to be finished. I don't have him done yet. I need to get some. I need to get some of my raid currency, which I'll have at the 24 hours. My raid comes down, and then I'll be able to get Smee up to gear 12, and I'm going to get Smee relicked and start using him. I've got all of his Zetas on, and these are all for Territory Wars, so I don't plan on applying these right now. Talk to my guild leaders. They're like, let us test it out first to see. So we'll see what those what the Smee and other pirate Territory Wars Omicrons bring around before I decide to apply them. I do a bunch, though. I didn't look at how many I've got 121. I have a lot of Omicrons sitting around right now ready to apply. So Smee's going to be a priority on my account. Maz Kanata is going to be a priority on my account. We know that she is looking like a Grand Arena leader with no Galactic Legend allies, and looks like she's going to really make some good things happen for these pirates, these non-Galactic Legend pirates, the secondary pirate teams. So I'll be looking, I'm going to get her unlocked this next round of Conquest. We'll have Maz Kanata day 1, and really that's going to create for us here with what we've got with Hondo Ohnaka gives us one more team now. Maz Kanata is going to give us another team, and the question is going to be what teams are going to start falling off of the the end game here in Kyber 1. And I'm not sure of that yet, but I do know a couple of things that are coming up in the game over the course of the next. We've got 4 episodes. We got Rogue One, which is only 1 week, well, actually a few days away now. Actually, 1 day by the time you see this, 2 days, whatever. Rogue One is coming, the ship. So I'll need to make sure Bodhi, Rook, and Pow are ready to man the Rogue One. There it is right there. So, yes, Giant Flying Turtle, I'm the pilot. We get it, right? Is any of these called I'm the Pilot? That's a real shame. Oh, there it is, I'm the Pilot, thank you. Okay. I missed out on that. Anyway, I'm going to be unlocking Rogue One. The question will be, with the way that it works, the way that Rogue One is this thing going to be viable at 3 stars, 4 stars, 5 stars? I'm kind of thinking that, let's see here. If the Profundity sees the allied capital ship, reduce the cooldown of call reinforcements. If the enemy capital ship is not sit, decrease the download. I think that we're going to have this at least 5 stars. And which one, where does it start with the... Can't be immune, can't be targeted in the reinforcement slot. All right, they all gain breach immunity, so we're gonna have to get it to where does this need to be? Do I have to be at, let me take a look at a ship here that I don't have maxed out. I don't know if I've got any. And honestly, I'm being a little ignorant right now. I'm not sure where I have to be to max out those abilities. Let's check the shuttle. Is that maxed? Yeah, it's maxed. Hold on. I think I've got all these things maxed out. Right, Resistance X-Wing maybe? Okay. Level 8 special cooldown, it doesn't tell me. I know I have to have gear over here on the character to get it done. Maybe I should do this one, by the way. I think you can do these. I don't think there's minimums to get this done. I could be wrong. I don't know. So I'll be unlocking Rogue One on day 1 and trying to see where I need to get it to supplement my Profundity fleet and really seeing... I'll be here live. I'll be here live unlocking it. We'll take it up. We'll see how far we got to take it to make the Rogue One work for our fleet. So stay tuned for that. Now, after Rogue One, 2 weeks, B-Wing. Don't really know what B-Wing's going to do yet. I'm going to guess that B-Wing is going to be a pilotless ship, which doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Although... As far as rebels that could pilot a B-Wing, I guess they could throw Drogon in there. I don't know. Who could be? Maybe General Syndulla could be a pilot on a B-Wing. Maybe one of the Hoth Rebel Scouts. I don't know. Biggs and Wedge have ships. Maybe Farm Boy, but that doesn't make a lot of sense to me either. I'm really not sure. Maybe they could put Zeb into a B-Wing, but Zeb's already in a ship. Don't we know where we're going to go with this? We'll see what they do with the B-Wing as far as pilots to make that B-Wing work, or if it's pilotless. And I don't know what that's going to be applied for. We don't know the kit. We don't know if it's going to go to Home 1. So, and then after that, Zuckuss and Forlom. And I don't know what they're going to do either. So what I'm looking at over the next, what do we got? 4 times 4 times 2 times 2 times 2. Next 8 weeks-ish of Star Wars Galaxy Heroes, 7 to 8 weeks, is I'm going to catch up on some stuff that I'm a little behind on, right? So I already talked about Smee. We got to get him up and running. Maz Kanata. I'm going to get Bodhi, Rook, and Pow up to like maybe Gear 12. We'll see how that works out, and we'll see what we need to do to get them working. I am farming Depa Balaba and Temple Guard right now. I don't think I'm going after Mace Windu anytime in the near future. I just don't see him as being a very exciting character in Grand Arena. And my guild's not requiring him for territory wars. And so I'm gonna skip Mace Windu at the moment. I'm looking at Mandalorians. You can see here I've got Maul, I got Gar Saxon, got Imperial Super Commando. I just showed you my Mandalorians a moment ago. Canderous Ordo. We'll need to apply this stuff for him. Does he have a Zeta? I don't even know. Yeah. Gains critical damage up for 2 turns when enemy gains taunt or becomes death marker marked. We'll have to take a look at that. That seems like not super necessary. Jango Fett has a Zeta for enemies defeated cannot be revived. That might be worth it to invest in. But as far as Maul and first of all, Gar Saxon and Imperial Super Commando, they have no Zetas on them at all. No Zetas. They're going to be pretty easy to gear. They're not going to require any Kyrotech except for those, the Hunter Kyrotech to go to relic levels. So I'm looking at a fairly easy gear for these two. For Maul, he does have Zetas. However, the Zetas don't really seem like they're super duper necessary for Maul to function as a character. Let me tell you what I mean by that. This first one is for his AoE, right? He attacks, deals physical damage to all enemies, inflicts offense down. If an enemy was defeated by this attack, Maul gains the maximum stacks of anguish. Normally, his AoE isn't actually defeating enemies a lot. So I think that's a nice to have. You're inflicting offense down, you're dealing physical damage, and you're getting 2 stacks of anguish already. So if you had 3 when you did it, you're already at the max. It seems like that's just kind of an extra Zeta you don't really need. Now, on Seething Rage, this is his ability where he launches 5. Well, if he's got max, he launches 5 times in a row, right? If Maul has 5 anguish, increase the target enemy's cooldowns by 2, excludes raid bosses and galactic legends. Well, again, when you're doing this ability, Seething Rage, you're basically waiting until you have 5 stacks of anguish. If Maul has 5 anguish, increase target enemy's cooldowns by 2. He loses 1 stack of anguish and gains a bonus turn each time his ability is used. So you're actually launching this like 5 times in a row. Traditionally speaking and typically speaking, your target should still not be alive, right? I guess you could say you have 5 stacks of anguish. The first time you hit him, you get to reduce their cooldowns, then switch targets to take somebody else out. But I still feel like this is a somewhat optional Zeta. And Bound by Hatred, while Maul has 3 or more anguish, he is immune to stun and ability block. While he has 5 stacks, he ignores taunt effects. I think this is the most important Zeta on him, and this will be the first one that I apply as I get this team up and ready and going. I am definitely lacking on mods, and that's another priority here that I didn't mention yet. My pirates have suckball mods, and I gotta fix that. And we're talking about all of them. Kix, Captain Silvo, Brutus, Vane, Captain Thano, Quiggold. We're gonna have to go to Smee. We'll have to get your girlfriend, Maz Kanata up and running. I do have good mods on Pirate King Hondo Ohnaka. I feel like there's one more that I'm missing here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 8. Okay, we'll have to get one. We'll have to get another pirate. That's probably Hondo Ohnaka is going to be on. Look at Hondo Ohnaka's mods. You want to be entertained? 1 tenacity mod, 1 crit damage mod, 1 defense mod, 1 potency mod. I am not ready with my mods on these characters. So a big priority, my modding priorities right now in the game are going to all go to pirates. And I've got other modding needs. You guys have watched me playing in Kyber, and I think it's the primary reason I've been dropping. I can't stay in Kyber 1 for an extended period of time, is because everybody I face has their mod score is twice as big as mine. They have twice as many big mods as me, and I'm just facing off against these rosters, and that's not a complaint. I gotta work on my mods, so pirates come first. Pirates are gonna come first with those mods. Those are my big priorities on the account. I'm also looking at maybe Dr. Aphra, maybe Luthen and Saw Gerrera. However, you know, with this 7 to 8 week breather for me, I need to pull the wallet back a little bit. You know, I really want to invest in my account and get it up to the end game and make the end game happen for me. But I can't just keep shredding my wallet on a daily, weekly. You know, we spent, whatever it was, $2,300 to get Hondo, Pirate King Hondo Ohnaka, and Bo-Katan Mandalore, and Lord Vader, all during that 2.5 month time frame, whatever it was. And that was great. 3 months, that was great. But I can't, that's a pace I don't want to keep up. I probably could keep it up. I don't want to keep it up, and I don't really enjoy doing the game that way. So I'm going to step back from the wallet here for a minute. I may invest in the Rogue One. I may, if we need it at 7 stars, I may pop that on there for Rogue One. We'll see. But I'm going to try and get Smee and Maz Kanata and my Mandalorians up with minimal cash and crystal investment. I'm going to get my pirate mods up. That'll probably take the full 7 to 8 weeks to get those pirate mods up. And then by then, I just have this real strong feeling we're gonna get some kind of first order legendary journey for Snoke that comes out at the end of the year. But I'm always wrong with this stuff. Don't pay attention to me. So I'm kind of waiting for that next legendary journey. And I feel like I'm a little handicapped with not having Saw Gerrera, Mon Mothma, Luthen Rail on my roster. A little handicap with not having Dr. Aphra when the right Datacron comes out, although it just came out recently, so it's not going to come out again anytime soon. So those are small handicaps for me. I don't think Trench is a big handicap on my roster. Again, I think we have a Trench Datacron, though, coming out, don't we? Well, I'm going to miss out on that. I'm not going to be able to do anything with that other than apply it to other characters. The new Bad Batch, I haven't really had a lot of problems with them either. Jocasta would go on that Mace Windu team. Maybe she can go onto another. I just feel like these characters that are here right now, specifically the Mace Windu, Jocasta Nu, old Bad Batch, or new Bad Batch, sorry, Dr. Aphra, and Saw Gerrera and Luthen are probably at the top of that list for characters that would be really useful. But the investment for the payoff is going to be minimal. Minimal's not the right word. I'm going to need to put Omicrons and Zetas on Saw Gerrera and Luthen Rail. And that's a big investment, and they need a lot of Kyrotex. I'm already investing a lot of Kyrotex in Smee and Maz Kanata. I'm trying to go cheap with Maul, Maul, and Garsax and Imperial Super Command. I'm trying to go on the cheap there. That'll just be Kyros for Maul and nobody else. Armor I'm thinking about for my Sith Eternal, although I'm really hardly using Sith Eternal at all these days. Sith Eternal to me is almost a throwaway at this point, honestly. Maybe the Stranger will lift him, and when the Stranger comes out, that'll be, so we get Maz Kanata in October, so you're thinking 3 months, November, December, probably January before I got to be ready for the Stranger. So that's what we're doing here, folks. Fix my pirate mods, finish Smee, finish Maz Kanata, get my Mandalorians, and if there's room for anything else, I might look at getting my armor up, I might look at unlocking Dr. Aphra, or I might look at Saw Gerrera and Luthen Rail. That's what's going on with the roster over the next couple of months as we go through this mishmash era in Star Wars Galaxy Heroes. And we'll have to see what Forlom and Zuckuss bring to us. I mean, maybe they become super duper important marquees that really make the bounty hunters like crazy. And in that case, I would probably invest in those guys as well. We'll see what happens, boys and girls. That's where we are. Let me know where your account is. Good talking to you. By the way, we are at the 3-year mark now. This account is over 3 years old now, just by a week or two. So you can take your account now. Yeah, I know. I've spent somewhere in the range of $12,000 over 3 years. I'm not saying everybody has the capability of doing that. I've been able to reinvest what you guys have invested into me, into the account. That's where we sit. Everybody have a great day. Let me know about your account. I'll talk to you soon. And always remember, Nooch too good.